Wednesday's a new stream. There's one viewer right now.
Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Feast of Dice channel. I am your DM, Elijah Goodall, and we are starting our new campaign that is going to be on Wednesdays. We're short of Virgil tonight, but that's fine because Virgil's place in the story can occur without Sean. If everyone wants to go around and introduce yourself real quick and let us know the character that you're playing, you don't have to give a description of them yet because that will come up naturally in the story, but we'll start with
Wonderful,
James.
thank you very much. My name is James. I will be reprising the character of Barnabas from the Knight of Cups D&D sessions we had. So that was very easy for me because I don't need to do anything new at all.
June, pronouns they, them, and I'm going to be playing Jace Ovark, pronouns also they, them, and they are a half-elf bard, and I'm going to save the rest of it for just as it happens naturally.
Yeah.
My name is Luna. I am playing Oleander. Oleander is a tiefling eldritch knight.
So cool.
Classic.
Mm.
Our story starts in a place that, out of all the spots that we've visited during Castle Run and outside of Castle Run campaigns that are still set in the same world, it begins in Orsad. A wizarding city founded, currently in the age that you are on, founded almost, oh my god, am I going to have to look at my timeline? 600 years ago. Which Barnabas, at almost 500 years old, means that, like, you're close.
I was pretty, almost there for the
Yeah.
start.
Actually, I'll just look at my little synopsis here. I realized I should give a whole pitch on the city. Orsad was founded by, there were 11 founders of Orsad, far up to the north in what is essentially like a world tree, a small part of the main continent of Namir that broke off who knows how many millennia ago. There's a massive tree at the edge of a mountain range that over the millennia that it has grown has come to cover, in its canopy, a good third of this little break off of the continent. Within the trunk of this truly massive tree is carved the city of Orsad, set in 8 different rings that ascend up the tree, carved into it. Most of the architecture here is petrified wood. Not necessarily artificially, but the petrifying of it made faster due to the amount of arcane and magic that is channeled through this city. So most of it is this beautiful, just kind of like white petrified wood that is like struck through with like little kind of black lightning fractals and things like that you would find in petrified wood. There are sections of the city sometimes that you can find that aren't petrified. This is still a living tree if you go back far enough into it. The rings, I'll describe the rings real quick. The rings of this city, Orsad is also known as the City of Rings, is separated into 8 distinct levels. Each one of these rings or levels represents a different branch of magic. At the base, where the protection for the rest of the city comes from, is abjuration, the magic of protection. Ring 2 is evocation. Ring 3, enchantment, which is also where the rose garden is that your character Oleander presides over. Ring 4 is illusion. Ring 5 is conjuration. Ring 6, necromancy. Ring 7, transmutation. And finally, Ring 8, divination, or the magic of knowledge. Each of these rings kind of gets a little smaller too as you ascend. So within these rings, as all wizards have, they hold secrets. libraries that carry things not only learned throughout the course of history, but also particular secrets that sometimes have to do with the branch of knowledge that the library is about. There are hundreds of libraries in Orsad, and each ring is host of many different ones, all kind of relating back to the circle or the branch of magic that that ring represents. Our story starts about 6 months after Knight of Cups. So Barnabas, you having barely made it out of alive of a pretty harrowing event, and managing to rescue Virgil. Not just somebody that you'd come to view as like a student or a pupil, but also a friend.
Absolutely.
The events of Knight of Cups, and in particular, like the Knight of Cups, left Virgil decimated. The holes put into his mind by manipulation and endomancy, the magic of control, you're dealing with an almost really like catatonic Virgil. In your research, Barnabas, you have determined that the best way to help restore Virgil to himself is to fix these holes. And the best way to do that is to create for Virgil a place where he can do his star walk again, a rite of passage for all night elves. And lighthouses, which is where you do a star walk, something very specific to Areth, or the Nightlands where you were. You're not there anymore.
No.
So, for the last few months, why don't you tell me, Barnabas, your father was actually one of the founders of Orsad. Estranged father, albeit, disappeared a long time ago, and you have not heard or seen from him since. That does not mean, Barnabas, that you, like, when you left Orsad to go to the Nightlands, you were a librarian. You gave that up in order to learn about something that you found to be important. Unfortunately, a lot of the importance of was tied up in your secret, and so you gained all the knowledge that you could, but now you're back here in Orsad, without knowing the secrets that you used to know as a librarian. You kept those secrets. Yes, but you do have this information that you have, so it is a kind of a slow course to how do I piece this back together.
Yeah.
Barnabas, you are not without resources in the city of Orsad. You're almost 500 years old. You have lived most of your life here. I think, Barnabas, you own a few properties.
Yep.
Things like that. Buildings. So tell me, what building have you been turning into a lighthouse for Virgil to redo his star walk?
Well, they were the most like temples and churches. So, I mean, this isn't a city with a massive emphasis on religion, so probably just the one with the greatest view of the night sky.
The one with the greatest view of the night sky.
Or with a tree.
Okay.
The whole thing's a tree.
Barnabas, the whole thing's built into a tree, yeah. But it's built out. It's not like it's back in the tree, so it is kind of cut into the tree. Certainly you can glimpse the night sky even through the canopy of this massive world tree above you.
So I would say lower ring as to be less blocked by higher foliage.
Lovely.
And the furthest out to the edge.
I think then that it makes sense that we're going to put this right in Ring 3, the Ring of Enchantment, where a lot of stuff is already happening.
Yep.
This would have...
Other resources are quite handy.
Yeah, a lot of resources. Your closest friend and I think partner Kira is also one of the librarians here in Ring 3. So, Barnabas, for the last few months, you have been working on turning your old childhood home with a beautiful view of the night sky up on a terrace in the third ring into a small temple in order to help your friend.
Absolutely.
Um,
A better use than it did when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're down on the ground floor right now. Across from you, you see Azakai. This massive tiefling with broad shoulders was your paramagus, or your inheritor, when you stopped being a librarian to go to the Nightlands. So he has inherited your secrets and the position of librarian to the Library of True Sight. He is also an artificer. His powerful tiefling shoulders are working here. Oh, like, he doesn't use a hammer. He's just got these gauntlets on these little iron gauntlets on his hand. He's got massive iron gauntlets on his hand. He is like hammering some of the last few rivets into place to channel what needs to be channeled down to the center of this room. Like large black horns, kind of like what starts out as like dark purple skin that just sort of like fades to an olive, and these bright irises that almost look like tiger's eye, and just a permanent like 5 o'clock shadow all the time. Sweat dripping down his face but he's been pounding for like 2 hours. He's not tired. This is what he does. Up on the like observation ring at the top of, basically you've gutted your family home, and it's just the massive window that used to be there on the top level, and then it is just one big room now. Up on kind of the observation balcony, Chase, go ahead and describe your character for us looking down on this work.
So Chase is a very tall, dark-skinned half-elf with very keen but gentle violet eyes. They're kind of dressed in this gray academia suit with like a white undershirt and a black necktie that's loosely tied into a bow. And it's very trim and tailored to them in like a nice business formal kind of way, but definitely in a way that shows off their assets, which are a confusing and amalgamous gender fuck of tits and strong thighs and a very like feminine waist with like the broadest shoulders and widest hands that you've seen on a form that lithe. And they kind of have the facial features of Logan Browning a little bit, but with like a very strong jaw. And their hair is braided along their scalp and then pulled up into like a high ponytail. And they, right above their left eyebrow and kind of like fading off into their scalp and hairline is a very white constellation patch of vitiligo in their skin. And they are usually carrying like messenger bags of various papers and bustling around, and always seem like a little bit distracted in their eyes as they're planning 1,000 things. But currently they are leaning against the little railing that they're up against now and staring down perhaps a little too dreamily at Azakai down
just
below.
Pounding
just
away, beads of
hammering it
sweat
in.
dropping onto the...
Yeah, they're enjoying the view.
Yeah. I think Azakai just looks up and like wipes some sweat off his face and just kind of like smiles up at the balcony and then keeps going.
Who's Logan Motsit? Who's that? Who's that person you said the face?
Logan Brown is
Oh, I don't know who
actress.
it is.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Is it important? Is it really like? Okay. All right.
You won't be shamed for not
It's
knowing.
just a reference.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
a, like, so you have, if you know who they are, you have something
Okay.
in your head of like faces are hard to describe. But yeah.
Standing next to you, Jace, also observing on the balcony, as the last of the panels kind of go into this space, really essentially making it other than the window, which you in order to get the night glass necessary to turn this into a makeshift lighthouse, you had to relinquish a sizable amount of the family fortune, Brandibus. But this massive window now with that like dark opaque tint so that when the light shines through, it is filtered the way that it should be through night glass in order for it to function the way that it needs to for Virgil.
That fortune wasn't helping anyone sat in a bank. It's fine. Happy to let it go.
Pounding the last of the panels into place to kind of, it is basically these black, however, they are black. The only light that these panels reflect in here is the light of stars. Because you can't always get the stars you need, Brandibus, part of your work in this, because you're not an artificer, a lot of the heavy labor in the construction has gone to Jace, and then teams of people that Azakai has brought in. Dotted throughout the panels are these, essentially these like conduits that can channel the arcane to create points of light and recreate constellations. When the time comes, it will be up to you to put the finishing touch to like charge this thing with the arcane needed to make this thing function. And that time is approaching. Observing on the balcony next to Jace, Oleander, would you go ahead and describe your character for us?
So Oleander is red-skinned tiefling, long, gnarled horns that she keeps wild roses woven throughout. She's like tall, like kind of like Brienne of Tarth vibes, like muscle.
I know that reference.
Yeah.
Good. I know that one.
And she's always kind of dirty. She's in the garden. She's got dirt on her pretty often, but she has on her the left side of her face, she has 4 fingerprint-sized scars. And I don't know if I said she's about 6'5".
Yeah.
She's
Brienne
large.
of Tarth.
She's large.
Yeah,
She's a
I
large
knew what that
woman.
meant.
She's a large woman. I think that's about it. Covered in like heavy armor most of the time when she's like doing her thing, but in the garden she's very like lightly dressed with like a bandeau and like shorts.
Beautiful.
Amazing. Both of you are looking down. Brandibus, you are standing by like hands on, as a wizard should be, nearby an orb.
Yes.
Ready to...
My favorite orb!
Ready to channel what you need to into this space.
With the left hand just occasionally casting a dueling spell on Azakai. It's hard work.
Oh, thank you. It's appreciated.
Your drink with the straw is just there, by the way, if you need a refill.
Oh, yeah. You see the drink with the straw has not been touched.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, takes a step back, looks around. Okay. I mean, Brandibus, I think that's it. That's the last panel. You want to...
Wonderful work.
Okay, well...
Drinks on me later. Also, Leander, I can hear you stomping around out there. Do not scratch that banister. It's just been installed.
I can't make any promises.
Did I hear there was gonna be some drinks?
Yes, only for Azakai, though. You were just watching.
I'll share. It's
Well,
fine.
that kind of ruins what I
Yeah.
said. Fine, first round on me.
Fair. That's the last panel. You want to do your thing?
I suppose it's time to charge this place with magic then.
Give me an Arcana check.
Give us a show.
First Arcana check of the game. Come on, don't fail me now. I clicked on the description. Why would it do it? Oh, come on. Okay, 12. Which is shocking considering my other Arcana rolls. Yeah.
On a 12, Brandibus, small pot at your side, kind of like slung at the waist. You feel just that it's like this thing living in the pot, it's really only about 3 inches tall. It's just like barely... God, I don't know if this is a reference that anyone is going to get, but you know those cute little mushrooms in that one sequence at the beginning of Fantasia? Like, the mushroom cap is like too
Yes.
low, so you can like barely
Yes.
even see the eyes underneath the mushroom cap, like the thick little stalk. So this purple cap, like little white spots, just like it's like they're drawn on with a little pencil. Just these two little, basically like not even really, just kind of two fingers on either side. You feel a little poke right in your ribs, and this little. Have you given a name to the spore that came from Amanita?
That's got to be Amy,
Aw.
as it always was.
Aw.
Amy's giving you advantage.
Little Amy has given me advantage. Please don't embarrass me again.
Why it's gotta be Amy just always made me cry.
Oh. 24.
24.
Thank you, Amy.
Barnabas, why don't you describe what your magic looks like going out in this moment to recreate a lighthouse for your friend?
Absolutely. So Barnabas is not the most subtle of wizards.
Yeah.
His favourite colour is purple. So it is like brush strokes. Just brush strokes in the air. Purple sparks. Waves of energy into every panel, every nut and bolt of the place, everywhere that it needs to go, very naturally flowing exactly where it needs to be. From a man of his age,
Yeah.
where it comes very naturally, because that's literally all he can do.
I thought we were going to go a different direction with that. On a
He also can't get it
24.
up. Is that where
Yeah,
you were
24.
going?
But you did. You did. On a 24, you did.
So did.
It's hard.
It's hard work.
24, you do the last bit of magic necessary to turn your childhood home into a good gift. And as you finish up, Azakai is like down there just kind of like clapping gauntlet stone, so it's more this like ting ting as he's looking around. I mean, he put
Jace puts two
3.
fingers in their mouth. Like, I can't do it, but it's just like whistling from up on the ramp.
Azakai put 3 months of work into this place too.
Of course.
Um,
The moment I'm done, I immediately
Yeah.
put my arm around my shoulders.
it's just slick with sweat.
I don't care.
Yeah.
These robes are so worn, it really doesn't matter. It's not something that matters.
Oh,
Well done, my boy. Boy?
that's good work.
Yeah, those were his pronouns.
That's good work. Yeah,
Good, just checking.
yeah.
Amazing work. Mostly done by you.
Well, magic is nothing if it's not sacrifice.
Always.
Barnabas, having given this or created this gift for Virgil, it suddenly crops into your mind the reason why Jace and Oleander are both here is because you have another gift to give, a gift that you have not picked out yet. Today is Kira's birthday, and you have a gift to get before you get to the dinner.
Right. Official business done. I did want you both here for a reason. It's been a while since I've been to one of Kira's birthdays, and I don't have a gift. And I have no idea what to get them. Please help.
Well, see, it really comes down to what kind of tone are you trying to set with this? Like, is it just like, hey, I haven't seen you in like 10 years, thanks for saving my life kind of thing? Is it a, you want to get dinner later, we'll drink something kind of
I thought
thing?
we were already getting
Is
dinner.
it
Was
like
I supposed to organise the dinner?
Well, we're all having dinner, but like...
Oh, you
with
mean another day?
her. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't check around that kind of stuff.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Well, how do you want her to feel?
Really nice. Like, I respect you as a colleague and also as a person.
Harsh parameters, but I can work with that. Oleander?
Well, what do you know about her?
She's an excellent researcher.
Maybe we could get her a book. Would you like to give her a book?
It's a city of libraries. It may be overkill.
Please, I am begging both of you.
No books.
That woman has never put down a book in her entire fucking life. The one
I don't think I've ever seen her without one.
to do is get her nose out of a book and preferably in somebody else's face.
Okay.
Did I miss something?
Maybe you could get her a nice dress.
A dress?
A dress?
Does she wear dresses?
She's not really a dress person.
A dress person?
I've never noticed what she was wearing before. Does she wear dresses?
So she's always reading. She doesn't
But maybe
like
that would
dresses.
be nice.
Does she like socks? Because I do.
Let's.
So we're trying to find a gift to get her to go on a dinner with Barnabas.
I thought we already were.
Wait, do you two have a date?
No?
Do you have a date?
The dinner's tonight, isn't it?
She didn't tell me about the date.
I'll tell you, you would know the arrangement of events. So, given that it is Kira's actual birthday today,
Yeah.
the inauguration of her becoming the librarian of Whispers to the Library of Whispers is tomorrow. Like, her anniversary falls the day after her birthday. There is a big kind of like official recognition ceremony within the third ring, the Ring of Enchantment, they always do that on the anniversary of a librarian being inaugurated. This is a special intimate dinner with you, Jace, Oleander.
Let's get a fine wine.
Would she like a staff? A nice staff with an engraving. Is that good?
How about this?
I can get it done.
No, I think
People owe me favors in this city.
Like that. I think you might like that, but maybe she might like that.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
What do you have that's special to you?
What do I have?
Mhm.
Do you need money?
No. What do you? Sorry, I spoke a little quietly that time. I forgot. Hold ears. What do you have that's special to you?
I have a tiny mushroom called Amy. Would she like a tiny mushroom?
You're gonna
Not
give
this
away-
one, but
you're gonna
another
give
one.
away-
Amy sort of like just like
No,
shrinks
not you.
down,
Not you.
like
Not you. Another one. Flowers? Does she like flowers?
Ooh, I know where to get flowers.
Does she look-
I know where to get flowers.
She does like flowers.
I should hope so.
I know where to get flowers.
But something more? I have the money.
Just give her money.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how long did you think this scene was going to go on for?
oh
As
no,
opposed
by
to
all
how long
means.
it's taken
I told you I don't really
character?
make notes for session 1, so we're gonna find out what this campaign is.
Just
You're
remember,
writing it for me right now.
Just remember, Barnabas has not dated in a longer than either of you have been alive, times quite a number of years. Like, I love this character so much. It's so stupid in the best of ways.
I like flowers, but
Wonderful.
Flowers.
you have to add some of your purple, let's call it, into that.
I'll add some of my purple.
Yeah.
Sweet purple.
Wonderful.
Make it Barnabas.
I will.
You
I-
make
I-
a fun one.
Make fun what? Fun flower?
Fun flower, yeah.
The moment she smells them, it will do a purple puff of smoke that spells her name in the air. And congratulations.
I don't know exactly how we're gonna make that work out, but I know of a very, very special flower that we can get her that she will really appreciate.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you both.
Azakai walks over, kind of like wiping the last of the sweat of his arm. You see he's got this little bundle kind of like wrapped up in some fabric. You know, it's about size of like maybe his forearm, kind of like doubled over like this. Hey, I was gonna give this to Kira at the inauguration tomorrow, but maybe it's more special if she gets it tonight with all of you. There's gonna be so much going on tomorrow.
If it's your gift, she should get it from you.
That's so sweet.
I have other responsibilities. I can't be at the dinner tonight, and I'm not going to invite myself, but also I can't make it to the dinner anyway. If you could just give this to her, let her know I said happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Azabeth.
Yeah.
You're an absolute sweetheart. Is it something that I can unwrap? Because I am dying of curiosity, but it's fine if not. I can hold it.
Save it for her.
Okay. I may explode before the dinner. That's a risk we're all willing to
if
take.
you're gonna explode, set that down and step away from it
Wonderful,
before you.
I will.
Okay.
In fact, Jace, do you want to maybe... I'll give it to her later, but maybe you should hold on to that. I'll
Jason's gonna like
You're gonna shake.
subtly,
You
not
shake.
shake it, but just like give it like a little like.
Like a little roll.
Okay, great. If you're doing it subtly, give me
Yeah.
a perception check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, right? That one on disadvantage, so I'm not even look at my
So
modifier.
bulky. It's so bulky. It's kind of it's weird. It's heavy, but it
What is
feels
this? Smear.
perfectly balanced. Like there's no part of it that is heavier than another. Like it's it's I would say, I guess when I say heavy, I don't mean heavy. It's 15 pounds, maybe 20, but it's like it's perfectly balanced on this package, and you can feel it's kind of like it's. God, you got a nat 1.
They're very distracted by the slicked up.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
hardworking muscles
There's a
over
good
there.
chance if you had to
Look at
place
the
a
whole
bet,
squid.
you think that it's probably a fish tank.
A fish tank.
Yeah.
I guess it's one more thing for me to keep alive. She's got a nose in a book. We still on for the drinks with the guys, like.
Yeah.
Fortnite?
Yeah. Tomorrow after the inauguration, we always know those things need an after party. So, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's a shit show if
Yeah.
we're not stumbling back by 3 minutes to lead us.
All right. Well, got to get back to the library. Books won't watch themselves.
No. Well, regardless of how sweaty they are, Barnabas obviously embraces as
Yeah.
a guide for doing all of the hard work.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a nice tight squeeze. And thank you, my friend, as always, for your stellar work.
It's my pleasure. It's really good to have you back.
And you really need a towel. Yeah, I really should have thought of that.
I think
Oh.
you're great the way you are.
Oh,
Jace whips out one of their like pocket handkerchiefs from their suit and passes it over.
you can see a little bit of like that deep purple color kind of like gradiates down to the cheeks. It barely, like, one, and it's already sopping wet. Two, it's just
actually-
the left arm is just getting wiped around the right arm. It's not really.
Keep it. I got 1,000 of these.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you want me to set it on fire? When they leave, I can set it on fire. You don't have to carry it around.
That's
Soaking wet.
no, that's okay. I'll keep it. I'll keep it.
You're a better man than me.
I'll keep that too.
Shall we go pick out some flowers?
Absolutely. To the garden.
And you head off to the garden. There's no checks that like you know the third ring very well. I forgot I don't have any garden sounds. I should have done that. Great. I think with no hold on just a second.
Oh dear. Barnabas trips on a loose stone and breaks his skull.
sorry.
Lose 20
No,
health.
no. Yeah. You are on your way to the Garden of Roses. Something we didn't maybe talk about a lot is that each ring has, each ring in Orsad has a spell component garden. It is basically a massive garden that provides all the different councils and libraries within each ring the spell components that they need. Should those spell components be organic grown materials required for sacrificing in order to perform magic. Garden of Roses is the garden for the third ring of enchantment. And all of you know how to get there. It's a pretty familiar trek. It is also it's your house too. This garden is. On the way there, I think you are walking in kind of these beautiful streets that are just sort of smooth, paved white with that those black lightning fractals kind of like through them. Most of like the buildings and the architecture, the streets, things like that are that petrified wood here in the Ring of Enchantment. Especially because it is out a little bit more from like, it's not tucked as far back into the tree as some of the other rings are.
For my own visualization
Yeah.
I've also had, since it's grown and it's petrified wood, we're talking more rounded edges to buildings, yes, not square.
They have been hewn though, like stone.
Oh,
So
okay.
not all of
All
them,
right,
yeah,
okay.
not all of them
So
round.
just as we're walking, I was
Yeah.
visualizing the.
I think here in Orsa, I mean, there's a lot of, it's actually kind of more, really a lot of the architecture is very angular in keeping with that sort of wizard idea of like spires and towers. And so very monolithic.
Yeah.
A lot of the structures here carved in, petrified wood can hold a pretty sharp edge.
Yeah. Okay.
I imagine it like Petra, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walking down the streets, I hear another thing about Orsad that we haven't just like, you are as likely to find a tiefling as you are a human, as you are a gnome. Most of, with the exception of like, you have the Nightlands over here, and Oreth can usually tend to stick to, so it is maybe more rare to see like a night elf or an Akari or someone like that in Orsad. Orsad is really, though, if there was one on the continent of Numenera, it is a sanctuary city. Orsad is kind of a beacon of equality, and it is a melting pot of people who have both come here to learn magic and also people who have come here to be safe. Orsad is a powerful, it's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, like center of power in Numenera. But that is all really in defense. Like the city is well protected. It's well protected by magic. It's also well protected by a guard that exists in the first ring of abjuration.
That's exactly what I was trying to recreate in Lundhill.
Yeah. Of which also we didn't mention yet, one of your connections, Oleander, Selena, is actually the current captain of the guard for the Ring of Abjuration.
Okay.
So it is like the city guard, basically. Also, like, were there an exterior threat that somehow managed to breach the defenses of Orsad, then they would be the first line of defense after the arcane had failed. But that has not happened since the founding of the city. You're walking down the street, headed for Garden of Roses. Give me, Barnabas, a perception check.
Okay. Let's have a look here. 18.
Okay. On an 18, not terribly crowded. You're kind of like, it's the three of you making your way down this street. There's probably a few other, like, dozen people kind of like traversing back and forth, like some people walking behind you, in front of you, but it's not terribly crowded. About 40 feet ahead of you, and you can tell that he hasn't noticed you yet. Hold on. You see a very, just a very sallow high elf. There's not a lot of high elves left in Orsad.
Less than 1,000, yes.
Yes,
So
very sallow high elf, gaunt cheekbones, probably a good 3 or 4 inches taller than you, but couldn't possibly weigh over 140 pounds. Is just skin and bone, robes hanging up, very, very, in stark contrast to your very nice robes.
Yes.
Perfectly tailored. There's this really nice bone white trim, these beautiful embellished buttons that are kind of just each one is a different basically colored stone set all the way up, that is kind of in stark contrast to the white that is the rest of the robe. This greasy, long, like dirty blonde hair that is kind of like parted to the side and goes down just past his. It's well kept. Like, it's not
He's
all over the
reverse
place and
Snape.
scraggly.
He's reverse
Yeah,
Severus Snape.
long bridge of the nose, sad blue eyes.
Sad looking man.
You see your absolute fucking nemesis,
Oh God.
Gerard Camina.
Are you
Stop.
Are you okay?
Cafe now. In.
Oh, yep,
I'm
okay.
holding for in.
Okay, so you're trying to give me a stealth check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, all of you give me a stealth check.
5.
That's a 2. Wait, am I wearing heavy armor? I'm not wearing.
You tell me if you're wearing your heavy armor or not. Okay. Okay.
So that's a
Dirty
10.
20.
So it's a 10.
Dirty 20. Brandon, you say to step into like the basic. I will say another thing about Orsad. There are taverns here, but usually it is tea houses over taverns. Far less rowdy, nice and quiet for studying. Like, the keepers of the tea houses tend to want you to keep the volume down a little bit. That does not mean that there are not various teas here that can get you very intoxicated, as some people prefer that while they're doing their research.
Their desire for quiet not help Barnabas being exactly who they are.
Yeah. 20, Jace, you're already ahead of Barnabas going into this tea house. 5 and a 2. Barnabas, you are like 5 and a 10. Barnabas, you are like turning, eyes locked on the door of the tea house. You see Jace start to walk in. Your like hand is reaching for the doorknob, and you hear, "Oh well, if it isn't Barnabas, wonderful to see you."
I haven't seen you yet. There's time to walk away.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's been so long, old boy. How have you been? I heard you were back from the Nightlands. I thought perhaps with the lack of sun and whatnot, your skin would be a little more, but your wrinkles are, well, they're as established as ever.
Wonderful.
Olinger's gonna kind of lean in a little bit and give this guy a glare.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay? Are you serious?
Your barbs are as witty as ever, Jared. Thank you.
If you want to, you can give me an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Jared, isn't it?
Gerard.
Gerard.
Gerard, yeah.
Gerard.
Gerard Camina.
That's an 18.
On an 18, you see, without like, doesn't bend at the waist, doesn't bend the neck, but just, it's like his bones shrink because he's
Tense,
now a
yeah.
little bit shorter than Barnabas.
Excuse me, what is your name?
Oh, I can't believe we haven't met. Gerard Camina of the Fourth Ring Caminas.
Oh, that sounds very important, Gerard. It's good to meet you. My name is Oleander.
Hold on, I'm gonna make a little check for. Jesus Christ. Roll me an insight check too.
Okay.
You see the piss trickle down Gerard's leg. Because he is wearing white. It is very obvious.
Oh, he must have
It's a
spilled a
4.
potion.
That's a 4.
Spilled a potion.
It's a what?
4.
4. Okay. It just is like regarding you, like there's not a lot going on behind the eyes right now, except that you can. I mean, body language is like you are big and you scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't mean to intrude. I'm sure you're busy and have things to do.
Obviously.
I don't suppose you had the invite to the dinner.
Gerard, we're taken care of. We're busy.
Yes.
Bye, Gerard.
Ah, yes.
Goodbye.
Of course. I'll be going then. Very well.
There's a stain on your tunic, by the way, Gerard.
Oh yes, the potions
Still spilling
must
potions,
kiss.
I see.
Still spilling potions.
Bye-bye now.
Fucking
Chase, who is in the doorway, just absolutely chuckling the entire time and like timing their moment. Like, do I want to intrude, like intercept, or am I just gonna let them write it out because this is more satisfactory for them? They have 2 steaming mugs of what they know to be both of your favorite tea,
Wonderful.
and just kind of swoop around. Brilliant, done.
You are
That's
our
for
diamond.
that's
Thank
for
you,
you.
madam.
Thank you very much.
That man is a penisless rodent.
Well, I feel like he doesn't have a penis because of your
I
doing
get
so.
that vibe. I'm not impressed. Not impressed. Anyway, shall we?
just downs it. It's not the first mug of the whatever tea this is. We should probably decide what tea.
I mean, aren't nearly half of rodents penisless?
I mean, half of
If you
those things
split
are
it.
penisless.
Well,
I'm sorry, how much sense did you want my insult to make?
No, it's good. It's good.
We have our tea. Might as well sit down and enjoy it for
Yeah.
a moment before we continue along our way.
And I'll breathe, because I wasn't at all when he was there. There is nothing in the world that makes me want to kill more than that man. And I consider myself a man of peace.
You want to kill that man?
Preferably.
Down, girl.
Oh.
I mean, look, if you're not busy, there's lots of very high places here. You could just... He's very frail.
We'll discuss it later. We'll discuss it.
He looks like he weighs about as much as the part
I
he
am a
rides on.
mandated
Like the guy, but
reporter.
I'm
I am
going
not
to
hearing
kill
you
him.
right now.
Mandated reporter.
Nothing
I don't
illegal
really
is
know
going
the
to
guy.
happen.
I don't
It's
like
fine.
him. I'm not trying to kill him. No.
Well, that's very disappointing, and
I'm just curious.
I hope you know that.
May I remind you both, we are in public.
It's all right. Sarah
I
knows me.
don't-
It's me,
It's-
obviously.
Everyone knows me and who I am. I'm not concerned with the opinions of people here.
Let me ask are you all stepping into the tea shop too to like
Oh,
sit
yeah,
down and
sorry.
finish? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
let's-
You're going into the tea house to finish your tea. Amazing. So you are sitting down and having this as this conversation is going on. Tea house is like kind of full for an afternoon right now. It's bustling would probably be the right word, but it's that kind of like hushed bustling where like people are gently picking their mugs up off and most of the people here are engaged in either like very quiet private conversation at their tables, or they're like, I mean, you see multiple tables of like, 3 or 4 people sitting around and they're all like not a word spoken between them, just going through books. Approaching your table, Barnabas, you see an old friend. Older woman, kind of like bent with age, wrapped up.
500 years old. How is she old?
Not older than you. She's an older.
Relative to normal people,
No.
she's old.
Older human woman.
No.
I think she's pushing like 85.
Okay.
Like stooped, blue, this blue shawl that is kind of drawn. It makes her just sort of have that like kind of like bell shape from the neck down, the way that she carries. You can't really see what the figure is. So just sort of this cute. You
Very
see 2 little
Miyazaki
slippers.
album.
Yeah, 2 slippers. Big like gray white hair with the bun on the top. Oh my God, she's important. Where is her name? Where is her
Can't take
name?
you anywhere without me knowing everyone.
Not here. I've been here for a long time. Everyone knows me, and I know them.
Time.
Literally, unless they've just been born, I know them.
Welcome back.
It's nice to be back. That time was shit compared to this. No, I'm joking.
I found my NPC. Thank you for giving me the time.
I can talk shit for days, don't worry.
Yeah. No, this is this is also a librarian here in the Ring of Enchantment to the Library of Calm. And she is calm.
Yeah. Come over to talk to me.
Yeah. Known as the Librarian Sarah. Oh, Barnabas. Oh, it's lovely. Yes. It's lovely to see you. How are you?
Amazing. Although I did just narrowly miss an interaction with Gerard.
Oh, what a horrible rotter that man.
A little prick.
Oh, yes. God.
Ridiculous road.
I don't. Did he?
Don't say that in front
Did he? No, it's quite all right. I agree wholeheartedly. Did he invite you to that dinner up in the 4th ring?
We didn't get that far. He mentioned an invitation, and then we showed him, well, not the door because we were outside, we showed him the rest of the street that he could walk into and shut up.
Oh, God, terrible. Well, listen. Assuming you don't want anything to do with that, I've got a little thing of my own 2 nights from now. I hear at those dinners they're in the habit of
insisting people attend a dinner without the offering of food. They're calling them councils now.
Oh.
Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
Sounds tedious.
It's to commune without a meal. Yes.
What's the point?
Terrible. Anyways, if you're interested, I'll be preparing supper for myself and a few other friends, and I'm sure your acquaintances are more than welcome to attend.
She's a wonderful host.
Oh,
I kind
of lean in at this seemingly sweet older
Oh,
lady.
hello.
Hello, hi, my name is Oleander.
Yes, Oleander, I know who you are.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're the Knight of Roses.
Oh, yes, I am. Thank you
Yes,
so
I
much.
always send my paramagus down to collect our component. I
hope the
can't
quality
make
of
the
it
walk
is-
anymore.
Well, you let me know if you ever need anything delivered, and I'll have you taken care
Oh, Theosona, I have been meaning, do you have any tonic of milk thistle at all?
Oh, milk thistle. I think that we can arrange that for you, sweetie.
Oh, God, a delivery of that once a week to the Library of Com would
I
be a balm for my soul. Thank you.
That's what you're using it for.
Well, mostly the bones.
The bones.
But I'll tell you the truth.
Tell me.
I've developed a little bit of a taste for it, if you know what I mean.
Well, I have a taste for a few different things. I might be
Oh,
other
what?
fun things
Oh,
for you.
oh,
Are
a
you
goodie
growing
basket.
bones again?
What?
I told you it wouldn't work.
No,
You can't grow
no.
new bones.
Not extra bones.
Well, you've done it before.
Well, I don't grow extra bones anymore. That whole business was a real...
It was a nightmare.
Oh,
We were
God.
pulling them out of you for days.
Oh,
Maybe we could give some to that rodent earlier. He could grow his
Absolutely.
bones back.
oh, yes. A joke about the rodent without a penis. Oh, delightful. Don't, please, Barnabas, bring them to dinner.
Oh, well.
Yes. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I must be going. Things to do. It's so lovely to have you back, Barnabas.
It's lovely to be back.
Yes.
And to be welcomed so heartily by
Of
one
course.
such as you.
Of course.
It was great to meet you.
Oh, you too, dear. You too. Good day.
Ta-ta!
And she's gonna kind of like bustle out.
Yeah.
On the way out of the door, there's like a little Otha, like one of those little red panda kind of like sort of goblin-looking creatures that starts to skitter and bumps into. Get the fuck out of the way! And she just shoves him to the side and plants on the door, and bustles off.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
God, I love that woman.
She seems sweet. I like her.
It's the longest conversation we've ever had without a bun in my hand. I'm talking about pastries. Get your minds out of the gutter, for goodness sake.
So, Barnabas, tell me a bit about your workings that you've been doing the past 6 months here.
Not here.
No. Oh.
No,
Oh.
it's not. I've been told this is called whispering. We're not going to talk about it here.
I can't.
Just grab you both and just Baron just grabs you both and the arm just walks out the door. We're done here. Have a lovely day. Just out of the street again. We're not going to talk about it in there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Geez.
Thank you.
Alright.
Jace, give me a perception check on your way out the
I
door.
was just gonna say they would have.
Hmm?
Oh shit. That is a 11.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Barnabas.
Okay.
I didn't know
Yeah,
this was a
11.
secret.
You look around. Patrons are like reading their books, talking quietly. No one noticed the conversation. You head out, and I assume continue to the Garden of Roses.
Well, shall we?
Yep.
And kind of take the lead and walk ahead of everyone to direct
I
them to the
need
Garden
to
of
make a
Roses.
quick stop off first. It'll just be like 5 minutes. I'll meet you guys there.
Well, are you sure we can't help you with something?
Yeah, no, it's for Kira. I'm just gonna buy something real quick and I.
Jace very
Listen,
rarely
okay.
needs
I
help.
have a list this long of things I need to do today.
Uh-huh.
You lovely people are part of it, but
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
just a part.
Well,
She
Well,
never needs help, Oleander. Don't try.
I don't care.
We'll meet you there, darling.
Well, we would love to have your opinion on the roses, or on the
oh,
flowers.
trust me, I
when we
will be
get
there. I will be there.
Okay.
Are they gonna be roses?
Well,
I mean,
we
they
can
are
decide
your
once we
specials,
get
but-
there. We can decide once we get there, but there's an eclectic variety that we can
Do
choose
I
from.
know what Kira's favorite is?
Roll me. What is this going to be? I'm going to call this an insight check. You can make an argument for an investigation check too, I guess, to like.
14.
Okay.
Insight's better.
Okay. 14. I think that you do. I think that it is a particular type of. I don't have another name for it, so I am just going to call it a poppy. But it is kind of this like, almost like mauve colored, like very light grayish purple colored poppy.
Just make up a name.
Like pretty.
Go on,
God, no,
Go
I.
on, right now.
No, because I really get myself into a corner when I start making up like the names of fantasy things. Pretty wide for a poppy, like large, like very large black cluster of seeds in the center too. That is like in stark contrast to the soft purple of the petals. Yeah.
The name that came to mind was a Tristel.
Like from
It
that
sounds
game
quite nice
thing.
for a flower.
Okay. What did you say?
What
A
was it?
Tristel.
Tristel?
Tristel.
Lovely. Yep.
Quick with
That's what it is.
Thank you.
Cool. Not a poppy at all. It's a tristel.
If you have any Tristels out there, that's definitely.
We can take a look. Actually, we have quite a few poppies.
Why is everyone whispering?
Oh, sorry. Oleander will get you set with one of Kira's favorite flowers.
Oh, spectacular.
I'll only be 5 minutes behind. It'll be super quick.
We'll see you there.
I see the vendor right now. We're good.
Go ahead, please.
All right, cool. See you.
Bye-bye.
Let me ask this question. Is this a moment that, which also everyone should know, you're always welcome to ask for this. Is this a moment you're going off to like do something private? Is this a headphones moment? A moment that you like have a thing that you want to go do that you do privately?
You little bugger off.
Not currently.
Okay.
I think they are going to. I mean, they did genuinely see the vendor that they wanted as
Great.
they were going out.
Cool.
And so they're going to make a little stop into like the little trinket shop, shall we call it? And they're going to look for a very nice antique pocket watch. And they're going to try and get it engraved, especially.
Lovely.
But I think they are going to. Let's call it like a bristles on the back of the neck moment of like, how are we feeling?
How are you feeling like in this shop?
Yes.
Um,
Or like stepping out of the tea shop
Yeah.
into the street. Yes.
I mean, you got that 11 on perception check. Like, if you are going to step into, if you don't want to make that a headphones moment, then you can just step into that like little vendor, that little antique shop to the side. You step in. I think this is, I mean, it is in a ring that you're familiar with. Give me a luck check to see if you've been in here before.
Okay.
11 or higher, and you have.
Damn, I might have to switch dice. Wait, you said luck check?
Luck, yeah.
No, that was a 7.
Okay. You have never been in this particular antique shop before, but you said you're looking for like a pocket watch, basically. You can do two things. You can either give me a persuade, like you walk in, like a lot of antique shops, it is clutter in here. There are various things in states of like disrepair, but they're old, so they're still for sale. Some of these things showed up like this. Other things have been taken apart, tinkered with, not put back together. Some of them look put back together wrong. There is a lot of stuff going on here. Some of it very valuable. A lot of it like barely worth being decor. Running.
Going to look for one that doesn't look new or fancy or anything. They're going to look for one that looks like it has been. It's still in good working order, but like it has history to it.
Okay, cool. You could do two things. I think running the shop like behind this like very tall, like probably having to sit on a stool that is at least 5 feet tall in order to get to how high the counter is. You see this like very squat, in this we haven't really like seen a lot of them before, even in the other campaigns, but all are kind of like goblins, like that sort of like race or archetype. They're called Duende in this one. You see Duende, like these kind of like this yellow sallow skin, large sort of like ears that kind of go out to about here, curled up, just like so much fucking white hair like coming out of the ear, probably more than is like, there's kind of these sparse patches like around the mouth too that you just really, no grooming is going on here. Large, round, very like bleary eyes that are just absolutely bloodshot from like squinting at things too hard without wearing the right kind of like, you see various sets of like eyeglasses and things like that around, not using it, like just squinting, looking very hard at this. You can roll me an investigation check to try and find what you're looking for, or you can roll me a persuasion check to try and get them to like recommend what you're looking for. It's up to you.
Can I do both? Can I try an investigation, and if I trust my intuition
Sure,
enough,
yeah.
and if I don't, then I'll
Yeah.
try persuasion? 'Cause at least if I walked into a store, that's what I would
Yeah.
do. I try
Look
to
first,
find it
yeah.
myself.
That's fair.
17 investigation.
17 investigation. You find one. I think pretty standard, like brass casing. There's some age on it, like a little bit of patina on the shell. That standard little like push button on the top that pops it open. You can see inside it keeps track of time, also keeps track of the moon phases. About this big. Investigation check that I'll give you it's probably, it's probably a generation old. Like it's definitely not artifact old. It's kind of barely antique. I think on the 17 investigation, you would also get a sense that like there might be a better one in here that you have not been able to find on your own.
Is it like in a case, or is it like, can I pick it up?
In a case. Most of the intact things in this are like behind a case, yeah.
Excuse me.
It's gonna be bad.
I don't know why that of all things broke me.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'm looking for a pocket watch that I can gift to a very dear friend. Something that says, I cherish you, and has a lot of history to it, and something that'll last for a really long time, but isn't fancy, isn't pretentious, it's
Got all kinds of things that last in here. How long you want it to last?
I mean, as long as possible, as long as they do.
Long as they do. What are they?
Very valid question. I mean, when you are.
I mean, they could be anything. They could be a human. They could be a tiefling. They could be a piece of toast. They could be a goldfish.
They're a very delightful human.
Human, huh? And don't last very long. There's a watch right there. It'll last however long they've left. What do humans usually live? 150 years?
Let me ask this question.
Another question.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's only because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite piece?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Can I go switch my dice? I did this last time I used these dice. We'll let this one last.
Yeah.
That was a 15. Wait 1 second.
I love that character so much. It's so well done.
Yeah, 15.
15.
My favourite's this one right here.
And you see he pulls out a small little, it is a timepiece that it looks like it's just been hewn out of clear quartz.
Mm.
Looking at it, it's a little bit smaller than the other one that you were looking at. Looking at it, in this moment, it just looks like a round disc. It doesn't have those like beveled edges that most pocket watches would say. It really just is like a round flat disc with like flat edges all the way around.
Yeah.
That is delightful. That is.
Oh, no, my grandpa gave it to me.
Oh, goodness, so it's an heirloom on top.
And indeed it is very expensive.
A lot of sentimental value to it.
Oh, so much sentimental
Insight check.
value. Yeah.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
I'm getting the other dice. Sorry. Please hold.
I'm so sorry I'm laughing so much.
No,
It
no,
genuinely
this
is
is
really
great,
good
yeah.
what you're both doing. So. Oh yeah, it's fucking lovely. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's my favourite one.
It's my favourite.
Oh, and the way you describe it's just the perfect voice for them as well. You can do it, I believe in you.
Using Amanitas.
Mm-hmm. I'll just cry then, it's fine.
That is an 8.
I mean, his grandpa gave it to him.
Very, very expensive, sentimental, emotional, strong connection, very strong. Yes, it's probably the nicest one we have there in that case right there.
Possibly part with it then. If you're
Oh, could this, no, couldn't possibly part with, how much?
But you're just gonna give away your grandfather's gift.
No, not giving. We'll start,
Sell it? That's worse. It's not even
Well-
a special thing you're gonna give to somebody.
we'll start the bidding at 300.
You see a small, like much smaller, red, more impish goblin with like less small ears, like appear from a pile of stuff that was next to like pop its head up.
Oh, it's 300 over here. I'll take on the watch. 300. Yeah, well, it looks like we've got 300 going
It
once,
looks like you're gonna sell it to your employee.
going
then.
twice. No, Brickets isn't my employee. He just sleeps here.
You're going, I mean, that's very
Oh,
kind.
I ain't worked for 50 years.
Very kind of you to house the unfortunate.
It's
in the
300
shop.
the last bit of gold I have, but I want that watch so badly.
Oh my god.
His grandpa made it for him.
Yes, I know. You can't possibly part with that.
His
I
grandpa was a lovely
want
man. As you don't want it?
I don't want it. If it's special to you, then you must hang on to
Well.
it. Unless you want to make
I'll take it for the.
very
Brickets, shut up, Brickets,
special
shut.
deal
Shut up.
for somebody.
You just knocks Brickets onto the floor, and Brickets kind of crawls away back into the corner.
Listen,
of that much value
we
must
won't.
be a gift
Not a
to
bidding
those
war.
two
Not a
foremost.
bidding war. I apologize. You came into a shop. That's not how things work. It's not an auction. I seem to have misplaced the price tag. Let's see. Where was it?
You see hastily scribbles on a piece of paper.
Yes, here it is. 200.
Sorry, can I see that real quick?
Yes.
Gift of Gab. He forgets the last 6 seconds of what he wrote. And I am going to write in a new figure.
Lovely. Even with Gift of Gab, I do want a deception check for this too. But Gift of Gab, no, I think that just means you can do this thing. So yeah, give me a deception check.
Uh, 18.
What do you write on it?
12.
They don't want to. He is a businessman. They appreciate a good con, so they don't want to like rip him off completely. They'll write 10 gold.
You see, takes the paper back.
Oh, it is me handwriting. Fuck. I'll be as broke as Brickets if I keep up business like this. Yeah, 10 gold. 10 gold.
I might have to excuse myself. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Grandpappy. Here, here's the watch.
pleasure doing business with you.
I suppose it must have been.
Do you know where I could request any? Actually, one second. Yeah. Do you know where I can request any personal engravings on this?
Brickets. Somebody needs an engraving.
You see Brickets now, like, the demeanor now that you have gotten a hold of this watch is just this little red impish goblin, just like probably like 2 feet high, just so sullen, like busted out hole in the shoe, toes sticking through, just kind of like shuffles out.
What would you like written on the watch?
First of all, how long do you think it'll take?
Well, I can do. Let's see how much of the work I got. Not a lot. I'll probably have it done by the evening.
That would be delightful. Thank you.
Same day turnaround and charge twice as much.
They're going to just slip him an extra, palm it over an extra gold with the pocket watch.
Oh. Bless you.
Oh my god!
Bless you. Oh. Oh, what do you want? What do you want to do? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And
It's
they'll
been
pull out
emotional week.
Another bottomless handkerchief.
What with losing my house and the watch and all.
Losing your house? I thought you. Oh, yes. Now it's making sense.
Yes. Terrible upheaval up in the seventh ring. Just moved in. Completely cleared. Old demolition, they said, clearing something out. Somebody, they fireballed wrong and just the whole thing went up.
This fucking scene is gonna kill me.
Lost all 7 goldfish. Yes, 7.
Children too. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, they're not my children. They're just goldfish. You think I give birth to goldfish?
No, I mean that metaphorically. It's sorry.
I thought it was a cute name for
How do
you.
you think Dwinde work?
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm not interested. If you know a goldfish who's, into that sort of thing,
Okay.
No, sorry, inappropriate, wrong type of relationship.
The pen, yeah, all right. And they're gonna pull out of their bag a notepad and tear off,
Crying, laughing.
a message, and fold it up and pass it over. Just put this on the back, please.
Oh, of course, yes. Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, God. Excuse me, please.
Is just going to sadly take the note and shuffle off
Oh my god.
to the back. You asked for this.
I did!
Oh my god.
Usually I can just laugh at the scene, but I have to keep them going. Oh my god.
That being done, if you want to head off towards the garden to go meet them, I'm going to say also now we're going to take our little 10-minute break.
Perfect.
And we'll come back in 10 minutes
God.
because I am out
I
of
almost
water. Back. Great. Within the Garden of Roses, there are, I mean, really, out of all the gardens, I think that this one probably has the closest to what would be considered a labyrinth or hedge maze. The construction of the garden is such that, like the numerous petals of a rose that fold in on itself in all these different patterns, so the Garden of Roses folds in on itself in different patterns, hedge mazes, labyrinths. Most of these created just by the plants themselves. There are occasional spots where there have been like walls, but those are also long overgrown with ivy and things like that. So pretty much anywhere you go in this garden, it is plants. Fruit trees, flowers, vines, big leafy shrubs, and a fair amount of roses, among other things. Let me ask this. In order to find, what do we call those flowers? I wrote it right down here. That
Tristel?
Tristel, yep. I knew it wasn't what
I almost said,
I knew.
I started doing Monty Python
I knew
references.
that it was not what it autocorrected to. Let me ask you this. I'm not going to make you make a check to find these. Would Tristels be in the greater garden, or would they be in your own private corner where you keep your own garden within the Garden of Roses?
They're going to be in the greater garden.
Okay, cool. So within the confines of this greater garden, go ahead and, in order to, I think, find them quickly, even though this is your domain, you're going to give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay. So first, just as customary, as I walk into the garden, I always have to have my staff or mace of roses. And so walking into the garden area, I walk over to my corner and I pick up this long, gnarled limb, looks like a tree trunk. And in the root system, there's this large rose quartz, like six-sided rose quartz that's been like anchored by all these roots. And it's stoned down, and I pick it up, and I flip it over, and I hold it as I carry it. It's just customary to take through the garden because it's a sacred item in a sacred space. And as I'm doing my nature check, I'm gonna kind of hold it up in the air.
This is very dramatic if you fail.
It is. So that was a 19.
Yes.
Amazing. 19, I think within about 5 minutes of being in the garden, you're able to find them. I mean, I should mention this. It is a massive,
Yeah.
truly massive garden. It's supplying spell components for every library, and I mean, councils can come here too to request components.
Like it curves
But
around.
it is-
That's how big it is.
Yeah, it is. It is big. I mean, you can, because of the way that it's set up too, kind of like that hedge maze feel here in the Garden of Roses, like because of different like section walls of plants or like labyrinthian walls that are covered in vines and things like that, you can't really see all the way across the garden. Like there are sections that block you from seeing other sections. Takes you about 5 minutes. In wandering through the garden, Jace, you've joined back up with them at this point. In wandering through the garden, obviously a garden this large cannot just be kept by you or your squires, which Oleander should mention you have 3 squires.
My peons.
Yeah,
You know,
3 squires.
There's some piss ants that follow you around and do whatever you say. You know?
Pretty much.
You have your 3. I mean, but there are other gardeners here, basically. So you're not like alone in the garden.
Yeah.
You know, but probably even in that first 5 minutes, you encounter like half a dozen different gardeners, kind of like bustling around and tending to things. I'm
As
just
I
gonna,
kind of walk around, I just kind of raise
Yeah.
my hand and acknowledge each one.
everyone kind of like gives you a bow, like recognition as you're coming. Not like a big formal, but like recognition.
Behind as Oleander is walking and like as they like acknowledge, Jason's kind of gonna step aside and like, oh hey, how's your family? Like, oh good to see you. Like, hey, how was your birthday weekend? Like, you know, like just
Yeah.
kind of like do like little.
Give me a little
whispered
Yeah, give me a
small talk as
persuasion
they're going
check.
through.
Barnabas has just picked a single flower to smell. That isn't poisonous.
Barnabas, that's a poisonous flower.
No, it isn't. Oh, white spots or black spots? Which one isn't poisonous?
The one you have is poison.
Damn it! Not again! You think I'd learn?
18.
19?
18.
18. Cool. Great. Yeah, I mean, you come to this garden a lot, and you've done a good job remembering these people. We're like, you see, like, immediately, like, you saying something to them, there's like that little spark that people get in their eyes when they're like, oh, you remembered the thing. And, you have a handful of pleasant little, like, quick conversations on your way to find these particular flowers. Roll to see if you run into any of your squires.
Oh, there's a crystal on the front.
Okay. Thank you. You do run into one of your squires. Nearby the Tristels that you are looking for, Alina, this would be your Squire Rosa. I think. I guess you can tell me if Jace has met her before or not. She's one of the 3 squires that Oleander has, which also Oleander has essentially 6 more months to choose one of your 3 squires to be your inheritor for the garden and become like your permanent.
Replacement?
Not to take over for you, but in the event that you should choose to leave your position or something should happen to you, then they will inherit it. So it's not 6 months
Successor is a
until.
nicer word.
Got it.
Yeah, not
Got
6 months until turnover, but 6 months to choose one of these 3 squires to be your actual squire.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all, I guess, squires in training. But Rosa, long, dark hair, kind of like braided into the side. Pretty quiet, brown eyes, has small little like pink roses tucked into her hair. You can see she's just like there. She's not wearing armor, anything like that. Does have like what looks to just be a kind of like, might even be not nearly as large, ornate, or as intimidating as yours, but does have like this simple, almost wooden looking mace strapped to her side that does kind of like, the head of it is a little bit ornamental. Actually, I mean, if anyone think not you, but if either one of you wants to give me a perception check, you can.
I still have not rolled over an 11 this entire fucking game. That is a 10.
10.
Oh, hey, Rosa, I'm so glad you're here
Oh.
and then I could run into you. I tried that tea you recommended.
Oh.
Last week when I was in here.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely delightful. I slept like a
Oh.
baby. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
It worked out wonderful. Do you by any chance have anything for they're gonna shuffle in a little closer. Hangovers? Like really bad ones?
Oh, yeah. What? Wait here. And you see she kind of goes running off through the garden down a side path. You've got the Tristels.
Just as a quick question, because you asked to roll for perception, is that for the purpose of these maces? This is James asking.
Oh, perception.
Yeah.
Roll
Was
perception.
Was it to know?
It was to notice
So
to notice something in particular.
Oh, okay. So my question was that Barnabas has been in this city for almost 500 years. There's no way he wouldn't know. But if it's something about
It's something about this particular character. I think Rosa's not been Oleander Squire for 10 years, so Rosa's like a new.
Okay, that was my only
You've
question.
maybe seen Rosa like once or twice.
I
before.
wanted to make the roll, but
Cool.
not if it was not
Yeah.
congruent with
Yeah,
who
give
it
me
was.
a perception check.
Absolutely. Let's see how bad I fail. 11.
Okay, cool. Great. On 11, she's running off. She's going to get the tea. It's just the three of you in the garden now. You've got the flowers you need.
Right.
Well,
We have the flower.
we came here. We have the flowers. We have the gift. Is there anything else that you would like to give her while we're here?
Have you thought of yet how you'd like to make this a little personal to you? See, when I said purple earlier, what I meant was like you could use your magic.
Oh, you didn't mean
pizzazz
literally.
into it. Well, you do. When you do magic, it's like poof, purple. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Does she like fireworks?
Maybe not in an enclosed space as a surprise.
Well, I'm not a novice. It wouldn't burn the place down. It would be personal to our table.
She likes fireworks. I don't think she likes surprises or surprise explosions.
In answer to your question, then, no.
If you can mute them down, right? Just not maybe less firework, more.
I'll do tiny
more
ones, like a
sparkle,
foot tall.
Do you wear cologne?
I don't know, do I? No? I think it's a
No?
no.
Well,
No,
we have some
but
fine
that's very-
fragrances here in the garden that we can.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
no,
I
This is.
I have the ingredients for the tea.
Oh,
Right here.
Rosa, you're an angel. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Rosa.
Hi,
Can
Barnabas.
I borrow your nose for a second? Because you have.
Oh,
Not literally. She doesn't want you to take it off.
okay.
Yes, thank you, Barnabas. I don't think she thought that.
Oh.
What does he smell like?
Should I lift up the beard?
Oh, please don't do
Is that in the way?
No.
Okay. I must admit I'm slightly uncomfortable with this.
Sorry. I a little bit of I smell elderberry. A little bit of
See, I had
Dust-
things for a second, but that's not right.
dusty.
Dusty. Yeah, that's
Were you
right.
working
That's
These
on-
right.
rooms are old.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do work in a library. So, elderberry then.
That's pretty good. Something to work with. All right. Do you have prestidigitation? Do you have prestidigitation?
As a cantrip?
No. What's that?
Right.
Should I?
No, not necessarily. It's like a
No.
cantrip that lets you make like little lights or sounds or.
Oh, no, I don't.
All right then.
I have magic missiles.
fireworks.
They're like fireworks.
They're kind of like fireworks.
I refuse to believe that Barnabas would not be able to control them and cut them off.
Yeah.
And of course, for him, they're purple.
Yeah.
So we have our roses, or our what are they?
Tristels.
Tristels.
Yeah.
We have our tristels. I'm going to kind of gather them in my hand, and I'm going to hand them to her name's Rosa.
Rosa, yes.
Rosa. I'm going to hand them to Rosa and be like, Rosa, will you please make these into bouquet, and we'll pick them up at the front after we're done touring the garden.
Excellent work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I apologise for being generally terrible at gifts.
One second, Rosa. And Jason's gonna like minor illusion. They're as close and as fine of a detail of the scent that they picked up, with like an emphasis on the better elements that Rosa picked up, so like the elderberry and like maybe like that old book smell, you know, that's just really good. And they'll put that onto the Triskel. And
Lovely.
kind of take the tea from her. With
Oh. That's good.
I will trade you for this tea for that book that you wanted the second one of.
Oh. You have the book?
Let me put it this way. I will have it after the party.
Okay. Yeah, that would be... Give me an insight check.
15.
She did not expect you to remember that. She is a very quiet, shy person. And you can see that she is doing her best to hold back some significant emotion over the fact that you found the second book. Do you want to know what the second book was?
Yes.
You're going to give me a history check to see, like, you know, you know what the book's a bit, to see like how much you know about the book that you got for her.
13.
13. It is a book. There is so much knowledge here in Orsad. When you first met Rosa, she was reading a book in the garden. That book happened to be on the pilgrimage of Fey beings into the mortal realm. You ended up starting a conversation with it about her. Like, she was hesitant to talk about it a lot, but you could tell that like she had an enormous amount of interest in this subject. She mentioned something about a second book, a follow-up book to this, that talks specifically about the wild path and how one can find the wild, like, just it's basically like a history of the wild path, times it has appeared, people that have like supposedly walked it or have claimed that they walked it and came back to tell the tale. She did not expect you to find that book.
Described her appearance, you did not describe her species.
She is a wood elf.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Hmm?
Yeah, so I have it all booked out. I can go snag it. I kind of fucked up, and the librarian in that specific corner, I accidentally spilled some of my coffee all over her notes, and she really hates me right now. So she's like put the stamp on my library pending.
But-
so I can't actually.
But you found the book.
I did find it. I found it. Yes. And what I'm gonna do is.
Well, you can use my name. Use my name to check it out. I'm allowed to check out. But I mean,
I can't even have the funds to be able to go and kind of get it myself.
on your insight check, I'm going to let it ride. There's like, she's starting to let her cards show at how bad she wants this book. I'm sure if you give my name, let them know I'm a squire for the Knight of Roses. Just Rosa Meliamne.
Are we in this conversation? Are we there?
Yeah, I think you're all
Okay.
standing there.
Also, if you're trying to get books, why did nobody ask me? I literally have connections with so many people.
Fuck.
I'm starting to get a little suspicious at this point. I'm curious, how these two have such a close relationship.
Give me an insight check.
I mean, if you don't mind me using your card, I'll
No,
I'll
no.
bring it back to you, but like I said,
I'm kind of I'm a little concerned about why my squire is interacting so closely
Fraternizing.
Yeah.
interested in this one book in particular,
Yeah.
and the nature of it. I
Yeah.
rolled a 15.
15 on insight. Rosa is not just quiet around people that she's not. Rosa's quiet around everyone. Rosa has been your squire for 3 years. She's out of all the squire, she has been your squire the longest. She's been in training the longest. You have never been able to get more than a sentence or two out of her about herself. She will almost never talk about herself. On that insight, I am going to give you a little bit of you don't know a lot about Rosa. You know she's a wood elf. You know that wood elves, I think you would know that wood elves, a lot of wood elves that are in Orsad, they were primarily not necessarily the architects, the planners, but they were the labor, the construction that helped because they worked with the tree to carve out. So most of the wood elves that are here, their ancestry goes back to the builders of Orsad. It means that for most of them, even though Orsad is a pretty equitable place as far as economics go, and it's very rare that people go wanting, certainly not for basic necessities, wood elves tend to be lower.
Sure.
on the bracket of they're
labor.
commoners. So it's kind of rare for for a wood elf like Rosa to get to become a squire to the Knight of Roses. Rosa is excellent at you have not ever had a better gardener, let alone in her duties as squire. Yeah, she's quiet. She doesn't really talk about herself, but she's a really good squire. Do one more thing for me. Make a history check.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yay.
Rosa never told you this because she came to you from such seemingly humble means. You didn't really know how she made her way there and was presented to you as a squire. She never told you. She never really talked about her past. You did some digging, and you learned that the reason, most likely, that Rosa was able to get an assignment here. Maybe mysterious circumstances is right. Rosa's father was also a gardener. Not a squire, but just a gardener here in the Garden of Roses. When Rosa was very young, he died. The circumstances surrounding his death, were erased. Basically, you couldn't find any. You just know that he came to work one day in the garden, and then no one ever saw him again.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I have to interject into this conversation. So from what I understand, and I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I overheard you two discussing, and this is my garden, and this is my squire, and I'm concerned about my squire.
Oh,
Concerned? Why are you
d-
concerned?
So
have I misspoken?
no,
No.
darling,
If
you are not
she
in
stepped
trouble,
out of line,
sweetie.
that's on
no,
me.
No,
I'm the one
Jace,
talking.
Please,
Like,
please, let
if
me
I'm
speak.
distracted,
Let me-
okay,
let me
yep,
speak,
yep.
please.
Mhm.
First of all, you are not in any trouble. You're not in any trouble.
Okay.
I am no, baby, you're fine.
Okay.
I am curious though. Why are you looking into information, like the contents of this book? What is it that you are trying to figure out, sweetie? I know a lot about this kind of thing, and perhaps I can help you.
Give me a persuasion check.
It's a 17.
Can I insight? Can I insight if this is something that Rose prefers to keep private? If this is like a hobby, or if this is deeply personal to her?
I mean, Rose is terrified right now.
Yeah. Okay. Jason's
Um,
gonna step in. I mean, you did get a 17, but
That I just rolled a nat 1 though on the like trying to hold back from the persuasion. Rosa just starts crying.
I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna lean in.
Bloody hell, what happened?
I'm gonna grab her by the hand. I'm gonna gently hold her hand.
Sorry, I didn't.
Ollie, it's hey, look. It was just something she was reading when I walked in. She was interested. It was a cool book.
Chase,
and
I
I
appreciate you covering for your friend, but this is a matter of
I'm not
great
covering for her.
concern for me. Please give me some time to speak with my squire.
My father was a gardener here. I never told you that. He when I was little, he died.
How did he die, sweetie? So I know already, right?
You want her to tell you how, because you don't know how he died.
Right.
At this point, I think she just sort of like, you have, despite Rosa never really saying more than a sentence or two about herself, you have always been very kind to Rosa. I think that in this moment, and off that persuasion check, Rosa just sort of like, kind of like just falls, collapses like into your arms and just begins sobbing. It takes probably a good 2 to 3 minutes for her to like collect herself enough to like barely get out the words to you as a whisper. I watched him die.
Sweetie, I'm so sorry.
Here in the garden.
Baby. What happened?
Give me one more insight check.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just you calling your squire baby, maybe.
Oh, sorry. Whatever. I'm a really nice. That's a 17.
17.
She just rolled 3 17s in a row.
She is looking at you
Bloody hell.
with the sort of terror that somebody else looks at someone when they know that the thing that they're about to say will permanently change something for you.
She. Okay, yeah, just continue.
Uh.
I'm gonna kind of look over to Jason Barnabas and check on him real quick, and then
Just wide-eyed staring.
Jace is the most serious you've ever seen them. They are very focused in on this conversation, and for probably the first time since you've known them, their face is perfectly expressionless.
Rose is going to look around. Actually, I'm going to make a... Rose is going to look around. You're the only people in the immediate vicinity. There's a few other gardeners kind of like poking around, but they're a ways off, birdsong, things like that cover. But
She's looking around nervously. Can we go to your room?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm gonna grab her by your hand.
This seems like a private moment. If you need some space, I'm sorry to even have heard that. I'll get that book for you. Thank you for the tea.
Yeah.
I would lock it behind you.
Yeah, let's go.
I have no idea what
Headphones
to do.
moment. Headphones moment.
Give us a moment.
Yeah, you two head out and shut the door on your way out.
Lock it behind you. Or behind us. Everyone's leaving.
So I'm gonna take her
coming in, boy?
escort.
Yeah. Is Augie going to, or is Augie staying behind to hear the secrets? You get her in there, take her into the room. Sits down at the table. Do you have any tea?
Yeah,
I just
what kind of tea do you like?
just something, just for my nerves.
Yeah, sweetie. Yeah. And
I'm sorry. I should have told you.
No.
No, I should have.
So is this an opportunity where I can use like plant magic?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay. And can I use like a concoction of things that I have in my own private garden? So I don't know if anything that I have in my collection is going to be very beneficial in this moment. Actually, so one of them, Blue Lotus, which the intention is to communicate with the spirit realm.
Yeah.
Is that something that would be allowed to give to her to potentially? Because it's like a calming, like nighttime thing, but it's all like for sleep, but it's also like communicate with like the spirit realm.
I think you do this. You make this tea. She's sitting there.
So I don't want it to be secret.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be secret. I'm not trying to like drug Rosa here.
Yeah. Rosa has her own type of magic. And I think given like you give informing like Rosa what the tea is, you give it to her. She takes a couple sips. She takes a few deep breaths. And you see that she's going to cantrip minor illusion, basically like you think that her showing you the scene instead of telling you is probably emotionally going to, like she's basically just going to present to you her memory here played out on the table in like a little vignette scene.
Yeah.
You can see like silent now, no heaved sobbing, but like tears still like slowly one by one going down her face as the image materializes. Immediately familiar to you because it is part of what is now your private garden, but was once the private garden of Erlantris. In this space, it is the furthest, almost like towards the wall, like your garden is kind of like hemmed into the wall near the small, whatever. We didn't ask what your space or your house, like your cottage or whatever you have here looks like, but it is here next to the garden. Farthest part of the garden is against the wall. It is a part that is encircled by wisteria. So there's sort of just this little clearing in the garden, like wisteria surrounding it, backed up against the wall, hanging like this veiled curtain around the whole thing. And you're seeing this clearing. In this clearing, you see... Oh, I just realized something. This is... Hold on. That's skipping in a way that it shouldn't. In this clearing, you see a gardener. Same color hair as Rosa, kind of like curly, short on the sides, but like over to the side. Probably in his mid-40s, like he's got crow's feet, kind of like leathery skin from like working out in the sun a lot. Same dark brown eyes as Rosa. And you can see tucked into his like white tunic, he's just got a little pink rose, like kind of tucked into one of the buttonholes there. He is doing some work here in the garden. You can see him digging up different things. It looks to be like approaching nighttime, like probably the sun has already gone down, but there's still just like a little bit of light left in the garden. As you see this man working in the garden, into the image walks Erlantris. That long, like, wavy red hair that goes down. Erlantris was built not as big as you, not as broad as you, but was big. She was a knight. Erlantris steps in here. She's not wearing her armor. She doesn't have a sword at her side. The image in and of itself is silent. Like, there's no sound going on in this thing. You see that she comes in, appears to be having a conversation with the gardener, like puts her hand on his shoulder, like gives him a bow. He gives her a little like nod back and stands up to, looks like he's getting ready to go. From the far side where the wall is, and the curtain of wisteria kind of like blocks it just a little bit, you see this line appear on the wall, quivering for a second, and then beginning to open, not like it's almost like it is appearing on top of the wall itself, but revealing something else that is not on the other side of the wall. A path. So it is like this portal opening to something else. Stepping out of this path, you see a figure. Long white hair. Solid black eyes with little gold flecks. Like a long, dark kind of this thing that like would like high collar, cut off sleeves, would have been like a very nice, if it wasn't just kind of like torn and ripped. It looks like somebody's been wearing this thing forever. This woman like stumbles in off the path, and you can see just immediately hits the ground like on their knees, and is just, again, it's silent, but it just looks to be screaming, and they're tearing, not at their clothing, not at their fabric, but they're tearing at their skin as if it is fabric. You see like dark tendrils are like coming out. They're tearing off their skin, and you can see it changing as they tear it. Like the coloring is changing. Something is eating them from the inside out. In this moment, you see that the gardener's absolutely like struck with pain, just freezes looking at this thing. You can see there is a moment where Erlantris like looks up, just wild-eyed, and then immediately gets down on her knees, goes to like hug this, like hold this person like this. Hold, you can see like muttering words. Obviously you can't hear them because it's silent, like muttering words over and over, like a repetition, like a mantra.
Wait, hold Rose's father?
Holding the person who's just stepped through the... Rose's father's just standing up here watching this whole thing.
So who's holding this being?
Erlantris.
Erlantris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Erlantris is just like, you can see starting to like heave with the effort, like whatever is happening to this person is starting to affect them too. You see their shoulders brace and their muscles tense. they get larger and broader, like the strain of holding this person is going to break them. And then it's like the entire garden takes a breath in, and then in the exhale there is a visible like shock wave that goes out. The wisteria is blown back, the like soft moss and grass beneath their feet like just flattened and blown out to the side. In this eruption you see like Erlantrus's body, not gentle and slow, but like with violent transformation, begins to like elongate. You see like another limb come ripping out of one side. You see huge black antlers just like erupt from the head as she opens her mouth, and you obviously just screaming, but again it's silent. When this shockwave hits, the gardener is standing right next to Erlantrus. He is eviscerated, blown back against the wall. He hits the wall, already he's in pieces. When he hits the wall, it is like he almost fuses with the wall behind the wisteria. Dead. Like there's no gone. He is like, the bits of him that are remaining are smashed against this wall. You see Erlantrus's body continue to like another. So now we are looking at like almost kind of this centaurish like 4 legs as the body begins to elongate, and almost kind of like the rib cage begins to protrude like a bird rib cage, the body like a stag. The neck begins to like, there is this horrific transformation happening to Erlantrus. And you can see now that like the figure who had stumbled through, she's there on like hands and knees panting, but she's no longer like, whatever happened to her looks like it is passing. She's sitting there heaving, breathing, the shimmering door behind her still open. You can see she takes one look up. There's a look of panic on her face. And she reaches up to like try and touch, but she's on her knees, and this like Erlantrus's form is already becoming, she's 12, 13 feet, like she's growing in size too by the second. So the figure can't even reach Erlantrus's face, but she's reaching up. Give me a perception check, because I want to see if you can read her lips.
Oh, it's a 17.
17.
Yeah, I just keep getting 17s.
The woman kneeling on the ground. It's simple. You can see tears are now pouring down her face, like her body is still racked with whatever was happening to her, but she's trying to reach up to Erlantrus. And you see her mouth the words, "My love." Erlantrus swings the head, like now almost like stag-like, but with this like beak kind of at the end. Multiple sets of eyes that go back on the head, like long and yellow. Just like the head comes down, the antlers, knocks the woman to the side, takes off running through the wall, through the portal, down the path. And then in an instant, just shimmering, the path shuts, and the woman is left there just beside herself, like kneeling on the ground, looking at the garden, just breathing, facing where the portal once was and the wall. You see one other thing, because now you're looking at a scene that is very familiar to you, but you see one thing in the image that is being projected that you did not see in your actual life when this moment happened. Crouched in the hedges nearby, because she had been watching her father work that day. You see a small 9-year-old, maybe, Rosa, like crouched in the hedges, just hiding, watching.
Can I do any kind of like history or investigation on where this portal might be going to?
Yeah. Give me a history check. Or you can give me an arcana check. Either one.
Arcana. Oh, they're both the same. Whew. It's a 10.
10. Do you want it to be history or arcana?
Let's do Arcana.
Okay. This portal was not to somewhere in the mortal realm. It is somewhere, just looking at it, it's not, you've seen teleportation spells before, you've seen, this is something different. And Rose is just gonna, the image fades, and Rose is just gonna look up at you. I'm sorry.
You did nothing wrong, Rosa.
I should have told you.
Sweetie, you should have told me what you just did. You've done nothing wrong. I'm not mad at you.
I hate her.
I have history with this person as well.
I hate her.
Hey, Rosa, look at me.
You saw what she did.
I saw what she did, and this person has hurt me as well. I need you to look at me, Rosa. Look at me. I need your help in figuring out what happened to Urlantris and to your father. We can figure this out together. What else do you know?
The wild path. Whatever Erlantris was or is, she's not here anymore. She's not here in the mortal realm. She's there. She's there in the Feywilds. She's there. She has to pay.
In this book, you're trying to get to the Feywild. What are you gonna do once you get there?
I'm going to kill her.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna need some help. Come on, get up. We have work to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Sweet. So at this point, I want to encourage Jace to quickly get the book, and we're all gonna.
Perfect. All right, cool. I don't know if they can hear it. You come back in. They might not be able to hear us. I might have to go open the door. Oh my god. Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
We were having a very good and sweet conversation and
meaningful.
totally got lost in it.
Hello.
No, we just finished. It was a long one.
Yeah.
So I have Rosa by the hand,
Okay.
and we leave my quarters, and approach you two.
How
Spirit
close are your
music
quarters
playing.
to the garden?
I live in the
In
garden.
there?
I live in the garden.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we'd just be at a bench.
Yeah.
Chat,
At a bench.
talking about nothing.
Feeding some birds or something.
Yeah, my hand is out. There's seeds in it, and there's a bird there. Yeah.
Jace is not sitting, but they're perching one foot up on the bench and kind of leaning on their knee type of thing.
So
You're half man spreading in front of Barnabas.
Very much
Wow.
man spreading.
Wow.
Not
Asserting
even
dominance
half.
over
Not
an old
even
man.
half. They are full man
Do you
spreading.
feel good about yourself establishing dominance over an old man sat on a bench? Sorry,
Listen,
continue.
One thing they
Sorry.
are not shy of is taking up space.
that's good. So
Mhm.
I had my conversation with Rosa. I'm not going to share the intimate details of it out of respect.
No,
course.
I wouldn't ask it of you anyways.
You, Jace, I'm sure you have a little bit of a deeper understanding already. We need to expedite getting that book, and we're going to explore the contents of it,
Mhm.
and we're going to come to a decision together of what to do with the information that we find.
Literally tell me what librarian it was and I'll get it. I probably have known them for at least 70 years.
I mean,
It would be the easiest
Chase,
thing
you
in the
know where to
world
get this
for me
book,
to
don't
get a
you?
book.
You know where to get it.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is. And I
Well-
know the shelf because I spilled fucking
And I'll
coffee
tell you,
on
it would
the
be
sheet.
the
But
Library of Paths.
Then
The
we're-
Library of Paths.
Then we're going to
Can
the
I insight
Library
check?
of Paths.
Oleander looking at me and you, Jace, would know a whole lot about this.
Oh,
I overheard.
That
you don't
feels
even need
super
to-
that was
like-
very loaded. That was very loaded.
You can just flat out ask me.
Well, they wouldn't in front of Barnabas.
Fine.
They are definitely shooting you a.
A death stare.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, these
Are
kind
you
of.
talking about like I told her I would get the
So,
book?
so we're like having a conversation, but we're not having a conversation with our characters.
No, I'm actually
Like-
having a conversation as my character.
As your character?
Yeah,
Oh, we
yeah.
are. Okay, great. Things that are pertinent to my garden and important surrounding the people in my garden and the people who have a history in my garden are for me to know about. They're important to me. They're important about the safety of my garden. They're important about the people in my garden, and I need to know these things as they come up. I admire your intentions to protect your friend, but when these details come about, it is important that the knight in charge knows about them. I heard your conversation, and after
I mean,
learning-
shit, man. I was just getting a friend a book, but let's go. Let's get
That's
faster.
fine. Let's go get it. We have a job to do.
I misspoke. It is not the Library of Paths. It is actually where you would be going is one of the most notable places. One of the most notable places in Orsad, in that it is one of the 3 towers, which towers are like major versions of libraries.
Oh, it's a tower.
It is the Tower of the Sun, which holds within it the history of Namira,
Right.
like all the known history.
My statement doesn't change. I still know a lot of those people.
You do. You also happen to know the historian, which is like the librarian, basically like the person in charge of the Tower of the Sun.
Uh-huh.
Rune,
Rune.
historian to the Tower of the Sun.
Well,
Why don't I know Rune?
Sounds
I
like-
mean, if it's really
Do I know
important to
Rune?
you and it's clearly important to Rosa,
Roll
I
me
mean,
a
Rosa-
I literally just thought I was
persuasion check.
paying a favor, but
Persuasion?
this is like garden library business. Let's
20.
get it taken care of.
You do.
Okay, good. Oh, do you need... I'm so sorry. I do keep forgetting. You need me to announce when it's not a nat 20? Does that change it?
Yeah, just tell me dirty 20.
20,
Yeah, yeah.
Dirty 20.
Cool.
I beg
I
your
figured. Yeah, yeah.
pardon. All right. So, wait. So, Rune?
Rune,
Rune.
a good friend of mine.
Do you know?
Yeah, I also know Rune. Why?
I mean, I'm sure you know everybody.
So why wouldn't you ask me for the book?
Well,
I
because
can get it easier than I can fart.
listen, I was just getting a book for a friend. I didn't know it was this whole big ass deal, but let's
and,
go.
And
Come
you're a
on.
friend of mine, and I like to help my friends.
Rosa's trying to sneak away, but she did not roll very well. So all 3 of you would see Rosa just kind of like starting to shuffle off back towards the
Rosa.
main part of the garden.
Rosa, we're gonna need you to come with us.
Oh. Do
Oh,
we?
okay.
All right,
can I-
well,
So,
lead the way, Ollie.
do you need a traveller tea, something to calm you, or something?
okay.
Oh, I'll be
I-
okay.
I can get it for you. No problem.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
Gonna lean
Alright.
I'm gonna lean into Rosa real quick. I'm gonna be like, do you mind if I share the
Terrified.
details of what you shared with me with everyone else?
No, it's her business. I mean,
If
from
you
what
trust
little
them.
I heard.
I do trust them.
Okay.
Let's take a breather.
Aren't we just
I
standing?
do
We're
think
just
You're
Very-
fucking
very-
terrifying right
Oh,
now.
I
I
Things
just
got
want you to
very
like.
intense.
aren't we just standing in the middle of the garden?
She always has this boss bitch energy.
No, seriously. Are we just,
Rosa's like looking, staring down at her feet.
so we're just standing in the middle of the garden right now.
We are standing in
You
the middle
went
of the
to a
garden.
secret place to talk about it. So
Yes. Let's. I have some important things that we need to discuss, surrounding the safety of the entire city, surrounding the safety of the garden, and surrounding the safety with of the people within it.
By my several gods. Why
And-
didn't you say so?
Let's go into my quarters very quickly. I'm going to fill you in on the information that I have and shed some light on the situation before we go and get this book. But it is of utmost importance that we do it.
Branimus, give me an insight check really quick.
Mhm. Wow, 4.
A 4. Cool. Amy is like
+3.
Well,
poking-
Like it's a nat 1, it's always a nat 1.
Oh, is
I'm
it?
so sorry.
I didn't
dear.
know that. So that one even worse.
Amy is poking you insistently, and it's super annoying.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
You think that probably like Amy wants some bone meal or something.
Mm.
It's a nat 1.
I have some in my pouch. Just a moment, and I sprinkle it on the head. You're welcome. I love you.
Yeah.
No, we never would have said I loved you after the Night of Cups, after the Night of Cups incident. No, not yet, not yet.
Even grumpier.
Yeah, even. Oh. I just give a little pat with one finger.
Is this. Sorry, you said this threatens the safety of
I will explain.
your. Alright, explain
Yes.
while you walk. You said this threatens the safety of this garden, of our people, of our city. This sounds like council business.
I will also say this. What is passive perception? Like, if anyone's passive perception is over 12, let me know.
Mine is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's
13.
Okay, cool. I think you're all going to notice too at this point, like this, it's getting later. You're due at Kira's. So whether or not you want to like go there to then also include Kira in all of this or not,
That's
like,
right.
I'd like to.
Bleeding.
I'd like to quickly let the party.
Mm. She is the only reason I'm alive. I trust her literally with my life.
Okay.
So maybe we should share it. Although we will. Are we going to be at a restaurant? Like dinner? What?
Okay.
This is me,
Okay.
James asking, not Brandon.
just at her home.
Oh,
You're just going to, which is basically like a room in the library.
So in this moment, I'm gonna realize that we're late to this party, and I'm gonna turn to Rosette and be like, "Look, Rosette, I wanted you to be present for the conversation that I had with the entire group, but we are late for an important event. If you could stay here and continue your duties, and I will communicate to you about what we talked about, and we're going to work this out, and we're gonna make things right, okay?
Okay,
But don't do anything until I get back,
I won't.
okay?
It was good to see you all.
It was good to see you too, Rosette.
And you.
And please treat yourself to some wine tonight.
Okay.
As everyone turns to leave, Chase is gonna linger just a little bit and like, hey, I don't know what the fuck happened. Right? But I know it was heavy. And I'm so sorry you got called out like this. And whatever's happening, we're gonna take care of it. For all your scariness, the one thing you can count on, she does deeply care about you and care about this garden.
So we
And
need
I
to
don't know what you told me, what you told her, but
Sorry.
I'm hoping
It's
that's...
actually scared me.
I know it was scary.
Give me a
I'm
persuasion.
proud of you.
Give me a persuasion check.
And they're gonna pull out a secret flask full of, what's it? Quashot?
Kashat.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Quashot.
well remembered.
Yeah.
And kind of give like a little,
Yeah.
and
Give her a little buzz.
Snort it. Get it up.
dirty 20.
Get it up, yeah.
Dirty 20. That's a good persuasion check. She's going to reach over, take the sip, and she just kind of like, for a moment, she takes your hand. It changes things.
Things for you.
things for the garden.
Okay. You a hugger?
Maybe right now.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. And they'll hug.
Yeah, she hugs you back. It's kind of like that, like, it takes a moment for her to, but when she leans into it, she really starts leaning into it. Give me one more perception check.
Nat 20.
Wow.
You look down, you see like the head, it's just like a simple wooden handle, and then the head of it is like, you can see the chambers of, the whole thing is made out of wood. Looks incredibly sturdy though. It also looks like definitely, it's not old, but it looks like it's a family weapon. Like there's kind of notches into it, and you know, it's been well taken care of, but it's weathered. You see that within the head, it's still very solid. Like this thing would fucking hurt if it hit you. There is a hollow in the head of it with these vents in it that look like, you know, almost like, God, you get a nat 20 perception check. I think as you're leaning in, you smell something. This incredibly pungent incense that like the head of this thing just like reeks of it. It is drenched in whatever that, it's like thick and heavy, kind of like honey and spiced, and there's these like high notes that are almost maybe like mint, but they burn a little bit. And there's something about the smell, something that does not belong in the mortal realm.
Is it
You got a nat 20.
familiar?
Yes. You would know that the origin of this thing is Fey, of the incense, not the weapon, but
Got a good nose, Lolan. Kind of kiss the top of the forehead. Hey, we'll take care of this, okay?
okay.
You don't have to worry about it. You just drink the wine that she promised you, right? Sit here, garden, breathe.
Okay.
Whatever you shared sounds important. It's gonna get to the right ears.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about it. We got you. Alright. I'll see you later. Thanks for the tea. I'm gonna need it in a couple days.
You can see Rosa makes an attempt at a smile, but it kind of just starts to shuffle off.
And Jace will jog to catch up.
Perfect. Let me ask this. You're all heading to the Library of Whispers now to go meet up with Kira?
Yes, but
Yeah.
first I'm going to kind of, as I'm walking through the garden and
Yeah.
past like some library shelves to get to the exit, I'm going to quickly just grab a small package that I don't announce. I just grab it and I put it on my person. I don't talk about it, and I walk through the door and we head to the Library of Whispers.
Amazing. You head to the Library of Whispers. Same ring. It's not far from here. In fact, it's probably one of the closest libraries to the garden.
As we walk, Jace moves to start lead.
Cool.
Oh, to start leading.
Mm.
Sorry.
It's just more natural to them.
Yeah.
As you get to the library, I mean, there are more than a few like page masters here kind of bustling about doing end of day stuff, putting away books that weren't put away by people that came to like read at different tables and then left them there. You notice them like there's kind of like an elderly wizard with like a huge hat that goes down like almost like past the eyes of who's just being kind of like summarily like swept out of the library, like while grumbling and just sort of like dropping books on his way out that people are picking up behind him and putting back.
Barnabas picks up one and just hands it to him.
Oh,
Good tone.
thank you.
You're welcome. It's a very good read. You'll probably finish it in one night.
Oh, good.
Take me one night to finish that sentence.
He reads faster than he speaks.
I can read a dozen books at once. The only trick is turning all the pages.
There's one slipping out of your
As
arms.
a speed reader, I am very quick. What's that?
And speed walker we
Ooh.
are.
Ooh,
Good day.
where am I?
That way. You're heading that way.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm gonna shake my head a little bit
Breakfast.
in frustration.
Trevor, you're lost. Ask for Agatha. She'll take you home.
You see, he immediately turns to one of the librarians or one of the page masters escorting him out.
Are you Agatha?
You head back through the library as it's kind of coming to a close. The lights in here dimming, not torchlight, but really like arcane is just sort of these natural points of floating light. Even if you look at them, they are not that bright. Like they're not going to leave spots in your eyes, but it perfectly illuminates the space. But libraries are kind of closing up, so as you are kind of almost in sync with your walking, these lights are just slowly starting to like fade out. You get to the back.
Ah, shit.
Down.
I forgot to give myself time to get dressed. And I fucking lost my. No, I didn't lose it. I gave it to. Oh, he's so hot.
I'm already
Fine.
dressed.
I need another pocket kerchief. They're gonna be looking around for like any that are like.
Give me
Just
a investigation check.
I think that's a 12.
There's a librarian walking by that has one like hanging out of their back pocket. If you want to try and slide a hand, yeah, give me a slide hand.
Nope. That was. It's not gonna be good. I'll tell you that much. We'll
I'll
see
tell
what
you
my
their
modifier is.
passive perception is 11.
I literally got 11.
You beat it.
Ooh, perfect.
Hey!
Oh, not my best work, but we're good. No,
Uh,
put it back.
You see, like right after you pass them, they're about to sneeze, and they.
Oh.
Oh no!
Don't wipe that on your robes. I'm watching you.
Oh, what do I do? It's my first day.
Don't wipe it on that book either.
Ah! You see, they just go. They're running out of the library.
One of Barnabas' favourite hobbies is intimidating newbies. Playfully.
Yeah. Gonna have to think real hard before they come back to day 2 of the job tomorrow. 'Cause they're running out of the library with their hands covered in snot. Back down long hallway, staircase that like winds up. The like, God, what are we gonna? The chambers for the librarian for Kira here in the Library of Whispers is kind of like up. It's almost like this bell tower, basically. Like you walk up this massive. One of the few, I think, buildings around here that is like a cylinder instead of a monolithic thing. But you walk up this large cylinder spiral staircase going up.
Barnabas ain't walking up no stairs.
Yeah.
He gets on one step and he just taps it with the staff he's carrying for Kira for her birthday, and he just zooms up. It just comes up and flies him up.
It's lovely.
He's 500
How
years
many
old. He ain't
wizards
walking
there
up
are?
no
know,
stairs.
I feel like all of the staircases have like built-in chair lifts.
For the
Yeah,
incredibly
sure,
elderly.
yeah. You get up to the top. All three of you give me a perception check.
15.
14.
Ooh, 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This is unprecedented. I've never had to do this before. I'm taking us to break real quick because I have to go pee so bad.
Oh,
before.
Do it.
And we're back.
Hold my comment on that. Then.
What, 14, 15, dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm. Bang on. Well remembered.
Oleander.
Yes.
There's a trap on the door.
To the
Kira's house?
to the Hall of Whispers. To Kira's house.
To the room within the Library of Whispers. It is you see the smallest little rune etched into the corner of the door, like this is an arcane trap.
Stop.
What's that?
What?
The door. The door.
What about the door?
The door is trapped.
Like
Is it-
a
is it
tripwire
something I
or
know?
arcane?
No, there's an arcane
Ugh.
trap.
This
on
is not something I know.
door.
It's fresh.
Take a look.
Like somebody has just scratched
Can you
this.
point
Yeah,
it out?
yeah.
Can you
If
point it out to
Oleander
me so
points
I
it
can
out, you would
try
all
and
see it.
I
decide?
lean down real low and point my finger out
Mm.
right at
Mhm.
it. Go Baranabas.
Ugh.
Do you recognize this?
Give me an Arcana
Yeah,
check.
Ireland.
I mean, anyone who wants to can give me an Arcana check on this now that it's been pointed out.
Oh, you fucker. It was almost 19, but it's 11.
That one.
It was. Oh, nat 1. I do forget that.
It's a 16.
It's the same day, isn't it?
11.
No.
That one.
Amy cannot help me in
16.
I'm putting this.
No, Amy can.
thing in.
Amy,
Oh, cool.
Amy can give you
If
advantage
Amy can give
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
for sure.
Just feel a little jab in my side.
Yeah.
Jason's going to. They don't even see what the fuck
Yeah.
Oleander's pointing out to, but they're more distracted by why the fuck is this door trapped?
Thank you.
Does there look like there's been signs of a struggle?
Hmm.
Who is in the room? Who did I just pass
We're
on
on
the
the
way
stairs.
out of
Doors
this
just
room?
closed.
Like,
We're on the staircase
Yeah.
still.
yeah.
You-
Nat 20 with a plus 10, 30.
What?
A nat 20
Nat
because of the
20.
advantage roll.
Yeah.
You have a 10 on your.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Shit.
Well, Baranabas,
Mm.
you look at the rune.
Mm.
Something so familiar. Not in the rune itself. The rune is just basically this anchoring. It is an anchor to keep a latent spell here that is waiting to be triggered. As you are looking at this little anchor rune that is keeping a spell here, with a trigger, you can't make out words, but whispering in your ear, unintelligible.
I don't think they need to be intelligible. Damn it! Okay, oh god. Can I disarm this?
You got a nat 20 Arcana check. Give me a spell check with advantage. So that's just your intelligence modifier plus a d20, but you get to do it with advantage.
Intelligence modifier. With advantage. Okay, good, because that was 3. Oh, for God's sake, 11.
You can disarm it. You will have to take some of the damage.
Both
In
of you,
disarming
please
it.
stand back.
What year old
I,
I
will-
see?
Wait a minute.
I will explain briefly, but this needs to be dealt with now.
Alright. Stand back.
Give me. You're disarming it. Give me. This is just going to be a wisdom save.
Okay. A wisdom save.
Yeah, as you're kind of basically it's the idea of taking an explosive and triggering it and holding it you're holding it.
Yeah.
So you're taking but you're prepared for this. So
Okay. This could be bad.
the save is high.
20.
You got a 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you are only. I will tell you. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What you're going to take? You're going to take.
Still going to be bad because this is properly dangerous, man.
33 points of 33 points of psychic damage halved to 16
Holy shit. Yeah.
because you made the save. Door's untrapped.
Okay.
You can go in.
Are you okay, Barabbas?
No. No, I am not.
Do you have a potion?
Can I discern what kind of damage Brandis just took?
Give me a insight check.
17.
Psychic. You don't see any physical. You just see like,
Me crumple,
yeah.
essentially. Right. So before we go through the door, this is the exact same magic that I felt 6 months ago before I came here. It is deadly, and it is insidious.
I'm so sorry. I want to hear all the explanations for this. But right now, Kira is in that fucking room. They're
Just
going to
pre-
cast Intellect Fortress on themselves,
Yeah.
and they're going to barge right through.
Cool. You kick the door down. As you kick the door down, I'm going to just, without checks, I'm going to describe what you see. And I'm going to tell you this. Time is of the essence. Each of you is only going to get to choose to make one check between Arcana, Investigation, or Perception before a trail starts to go cold. You kick down the door. Kira's room is absolutely ransacked. There are books like ripped in half, pages everywhere. You see a massive, like what looks like a blast that went off in the wall. So there's just this crater in the white of the wall. Across from, oh my God, did I do the thing? I didn't hit play on that. Across from all of you, where like the window like would usually be, it is just sort of like this chasm that has been like a quick, forceful exit blasted out. You see, like, there are components spilled everywhere. It's a fucking mess in here. I will also tell you this. Kira has been the one watching over Virgil while Virgil has been catatonic. So Virgil is also, like, should have been in this room. Virgil's not in here, and neither is Kira.
So I know where the magic
So right
is.
now,
Yeah.
the three between, you can either make a Perception, Investigation, or Arcana. You can all choose different ones, but you only get to choose one.
Yeah. Well, Arcana.
Perception.
We don't have to choose different ones, by the way.
You don't have to choose different ones. It will, the type of information that you get will depend on the check you're choosing.
Perception.
Okay. Perception, just to clarify too, perception is like sensory, so what you see, what you smell. Investigation would be like specific, putting like clues together, and Arcana is going to be specifically magic.
I know
And you're doing
where this magic comes from.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to discern is how Kira escaped.
I'll do.
What I'm trying to discern is what magic was used for those two, if any.
Yeah.
If any.
Okay, great.
I'll do investigation.
Okay,
Okay.
give me your rolls.
Every roll is an add-on.
17.
Oh, it's 14. Oh wait, no, wait. Yeah, 14. Okay.
Initially, look around and it is gut-sinking panic. But then they focus up and they hang on to the ring on their finger, and they know that this is essential. So it's more potion and hope it's better. 13, it's not much better.
Okay, 17 in Arcana. There is no trace of Kira's magic, of her workings in this room. Whatever it is dominated by Endomancy, by the same magic that you experienced in the Nightlands. It would appear that Kira had no chance to even do, like, it. You don't see like a magic that shows that she got out, that she fought back. Nothing. It is dominant. Like you can, I think even now in this space, you can still hear those like little mutters and whispers in the background. 13 on perception. What was the investigation?
14.
Investigation's 14. I think that is just reinforcing Barnabas's like nothing. You don't see the sign of a struggle was not like a fight taking place here that did this. It was one thing that obliterated like all of this. You don't see any blood. You don't. So like that's good, I guess. But you see no signs that it was this struggle, this conflict that went back and forth. Whatever happened immediate. And now Kira and Virgil are not here. 13. There is one thing that you get.
Listening, I'm just looking.
Smells in here. You don't see fire anywhere. You don't see like smell like I think on your 14 investigation, like one of the things that you see that does not fit in this place is you see some soot marks on the floor. There's no soot marks. There's no burning in here, but you can clearly see like ash, kind of like just maybe heel marks, maybe like somebody stepping.
Can I investigate that further?
No, on the 14, that's what you find.
Okay.
13, in finding that, if you like say, you know, hey, like found this, 13. Smells like demolition.
Can't have nice things.
The issue is now, is my immediate thought is that if it was only them in the room, no signs of forced entry, there's a magic room on the door that would be disarmed, and it was the same magic. Are they using Virgil, who was comatose, as their puppet again? But I have no other checks to do. So
Virgil
me
and
as
Kira
James
are
is
gone.
thinking that?
I think the lingering inner, like the on a 17 too, the thing that you pick up, and the reason that like this time is this immediate thing is because that arcane it's quickly starting to fade.
Yeah.
You found the soot. Dim, like this is like something has burned down, like, and that was in here. There's nothing burned down in here. You've got such a strong, like, almost like electrical signal of that magic. It's gonna fade so fast if you don't follow it right now. So it's your choice. You could stay here in the room to try and, or you can
There's
go.
only one choice
Well,
for Barnabas, and that is to follow it. However I can.
Yeah.
Jay's just gonna run up to the crack in the wall and see if they can like see anything out. Did it look like something like busted out? Yeah, they're gonna look towards anything they can see beyond it.
You just see the streets of Orsad laid out before you. Magic's already beginning to fade.
With the 17, can
What
I?
the fuck happened here?
Christ. Okay, so with the 17, can I? Do I understand
you
whether
have to
it's
sound the guard.
whether it's a teleportation or what mode
No.
of transport? What can I follow here?
You could follow.
That signature.
Yes.
Is that something
If
that I
you. Ooh, God. Because you probably don't have any specific spells like that.
No. Best I've got is Misty Step. I've got no like.
In this moment,
Teleporting.
Can I leave the room and run to the guard? And that's
Yeah, I mean, library, like, because the thing about books is that, like, nobody really, like, steals books. You know, books can be checked out, and, like, and as far as the secrets, there doesn't really need to be a guard because the librarian is the guard of the secrets.
So, like, is there a central kind of patrol or
Most of it, like,
something?
crime is not really a big thing in Orsad. The guard is pretty much all down in Ring 1 in the Abjuration
Because there's
ring.
no struggle for natural resources.
Yeah.
She's a paramagus. Paramagus.
Paramagus.
This is great, yeah.
Okay.
Love that.
As a paramagus, especially one who would need to be in contact with Kira, do I have a sending stone? Do I have any kind of thing
Ooh.
that connects to other council members? Any kind of like emergency alert? Any kind of connect to?
Roll me a
Kira?
flat luck check.
13.
13. The ring that Kira gave you. Once per day, you can use it to cast sending specifically to Kira.
They instantly bring it up to their mouth and kiss it, and whisper into it, "Where the fuck are you? I'm really worried. Please tell me you're okay."
Give me an insight check.
I feel very useless. Can I not? Is there nothing in the signature that I can follow?
I have something after.
I just don't.
I
don't
think
have-
that
I
yeah,
don't
this is
do any
this is magic that
spells.
you haven't really encountered before, and is 17 is just not there.
10.
10 insight.
No,
There's no response.
the rolls have been shit today.
There's a piece of information I know about Kira. I'm gonna
Are you
reach into
saying
my,
this to me?
to the group. There's a piece of information I know about Kira. I'm gonna reach into my pocket. I'm gonna grab a concoction of plants. This is a treatment I've been giving to Kira for the past 11 years. Kira has
Treatment?
been cursed. It has been to slow the progression of the curse that she has on her. I'm concerned that this curse could be responsible for her disappearance tonight.
We don't have much time. Can we cut to the chase? What is
That's
the curse?
about all. Can I do a kind of check?
You could give me a nature check. Well, I mean, you know the nature of the curses. The nature of the curse is that like this will consume Kira. Something that should have killed her was confined to, like, we haven't mentioned this yet because we haven't gotten to see Kira, and now we definitely don't get to see Kira, but Kira's missing an arm. Kira was not missing an arm when but you have like before you left,
She had an arm.
Kira lost an arm.
Oh, she did.
Like about a year before you.
Right.
So, Kira's missing an arm. She's never been very specific on like the incident with either of you. The incident surrounding that.
Sorry, that was my dog.
It's okay.
No, your dog's right here. He's right behind you. Oh, spooky shit is properly happening now. I'm not up for that. I'm not up
We
for
are
properly
hunted.
Yeah.
spooky.
I think the nature of the curse, you don't know a lot about the curse. I'll say that, would you, in this moment, are you being completely forthcoming with the whole thing? Because there is a little bit of information I think you would know about the curse. Okay, if you're being totally forthcoming, you would also know that the curse is Fey in origin.
Is this all new to Jace?
Yes.
So, Kira has a fake curse on her. I've been giving her treatment for the past 11 years to slow the progression of it. I'm concerned that this is somewhat involved. You had said that there was some kind of diminishing trail, not like magic trail, that we have to chase real quick, right?
Jace is doing quick maths in her head.
Yeah, you got a 17 Arcana. It's not enough to like, and here's there's not, I don't even actually think there's really a trail necessarily in this moment. The best that you have to go on is the demolition thing.
Do I have time to communicate what happened in the garden with Rosa?
You can, but the longer that you you could communicate it like on the way to
Alright.
like, let me ask this. Are you staying in this room, or given the information that you know now about like this came from doing, are you gonna go follow that
Yes.
two leads. You could go straight. I mean, obviously you could go straight to ring
One thing
7, or you
Jason's
could go.
not doing
Yeah.
is sitting around panicking,
Yeah.
thinking what the fuck happened. They're gonna follow whatever they can. They're gonna choose action.
Let's
Cool.
go.
So you are gonna take the quickest way that you can to get to ring 7. This is where we're going to end the session. And what we will do is like on the way to ring 7 is when you can like give your download of like, and we'll probably start the next session that way. Actually, to be fair, the next session does start with a Virgil moment, and then it will like,
It's always a
ca-
nice
it
little
will cut
break.
back to, yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.